So I wake up from my nap and I see coach is playing trigger again. I'm not happy about that. Yeah, well, maybe you should lay off the mojitos and the hookers, huh, Bob? Kiss my ass.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Hot drop. And 3, 2, 1, drop.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right. Biggest game of the year so far. Tampa Bay. Standings are on the line. I'm not going to say what it is because last time I said that and the time before I said that we started losing. So a specific spot in the standings is up for grabs. And Q has figured out, he's at least figured out the goaltending part, all right? Drieger is in net. You got to love to see that. Yes, Bob has been playing well, even very well. Drieger has been absolutely apoplectic and elite. So we picked Drieger. Now, good news, bad news, okay. Duclair is not hurt, he's playing. This is good. Gusev is in. Walmark is in at 2C, which that's interesting. Putting Wenberg down to 3. Montour is in, so Strawman is out. But interestingly enough, even though Duclair is not hurt and Gusev is in and Walmark is in, somehow Owen Tippett finds himself on the 4th line and Marchment finds himself back up on the top line, which is odd because Q said that he was going to play Gusev with good players. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Q and this kid Marchment he's just stuck on him. So that tells me a couple of things. When Bennett gets here, which I think is supposed to be later on next week or by the weekend, if we're putting Walmart at 2C, maybe that's just a temporary thing and that's where Bennett's going to go. Or maybe Q wants to check out this lineup and then maybe slot Bennett up top with Barkov and Gusev and then put Marchment back down on the 4th line and bench Tippett, which is exactly what it sounds like Q would love to do. Anyway, he got the goaltending right. Let's get to. Alright, so we're tied at 1 after 2. Game is getting chippy. Gudis came up. I forget who he hit, but he hit one of the Tampa Bay players, obviously. It was definitely, almost a knee-on-knee, but it obviously wasn't intentional the way it happened anyway. I mean, nobody's going to, purposefully hit their own damn knee and the other guy. I wish I could remember who he hit. But after that, it's already gotten chippy. Montour was ready to go with somebody. They didn't want nothing to do with it. So, or maybe it was Marchment. Whatever the case may be, third period is looking like it's going to be a doozy. I want 2 in regulation. I don't want to give Tampa a point, man, but whatever happens, 2 at all costs. All right, so 1-1, tied after 2 periods. It would be 1-0 if it wasn't for just an absolutely brutal line change during a power play. Just totally inexcusable. I mean, like basically for everybody changed at once, and then Uyghur ends up looking bad because he's trying to come back late. So I'm gonna put that one on the coaches. I'm just gonna absolutely, and I'm sure there's a couple of you that will agree with that. We'll put it that way. Other than that, the game is obviously gonna get chippy here. Gudis hit, I forget who he hit, but it ended up being knee on knee. It don't look like the guy is hurt, but at the same point, it's already getting feisty afterwards. Even Barkov was getting into a tussle with somebody. So this third period is going to be rock and roll, and I want 2.
We are going to overtime!
All right, so let's look at it this way. We're still making the playoffs. We know we're probably in for some really exciting games. But everybody who is sick of just almost, and then not quite, everybody raise your hand. Yeah. All right, so Drieger, we've figured out how you can beat Drieger. You either have to put the puck in on your own, or leave a guy completely alone at the side of the net that he's not even aware is there, and shoot the puck off of his skate, or send Hedman in with zero effort, basically, on Huberdeau's part, send him in on a breakaway, and yeah, that'll pretty much do it. That'll pretty much do it. So Rieger had a hell of a game. Huh? He played like absolute dog shit. I'm sure we'll see Bob and net now on Thursday. Not that Drieger played bad, but we didn't get 2 points, so I'm sure that'll happen. So we're not scoring enough. That is clear. And I mean, we can all see a couple of things that are going on. First of all, and I know that this is going to change when Verhaeghe gets back, when he gets back, but we just cannot have Mason Marchand on the top line. He's not skilled. He's not a skilled hockey player. He is a fourth liner. And that, I mean, Gusev and Barkov, especially Gusev, made a few nice passes, but you need three guys on the line, not two. Not two. Oh, sick of losing to the top teams. So, all right. I see a lot of people saying, we dominated tonight and we deserved to win. Don't really give a shit about deserve to. Yes, Vasilevsky played a hell of a game. Owen Tippett could have buried his chance the way Hedman did, though. Huh? Okay? Huberdeau, early on in the game, there's somewhere underneath my freezer over here, there's a dead stink bug that would have had a better shot, would have made a better shot than what Huberdeau did on his breakaway. So I know some people think he's hurt. That was partially my idea. I'm also hearing that the reason why he's playing like crap is he broke up with his girlfriend. I'm just reporting what I'm hearing. Whatever the reason is, Jonathan Huberdeau, I am a life coach. I will offer my services to you for free so we can get to the bottom of whatever the hell is wrong with you right now. And why, I mean, coasting, it's an insult to coasting, how he's playing right now. It's an absolute, if he is that hurt, if he is so hurt that he is playing at this level, he should be sitting. So I don't think it's hurt. And I know he made a gorgeous pass to Duclair, and we got a goal, and that's the only best thing he's done really well in at least 5 or 6 games. But there's clearly something either physically or mentally wrong with this kid right now, because he is not in the game. All right, I'm watching him on the power play, and he's literally just coasting. It's indescribable. So what do we got to do to beat these teams? Well, first of all, we've got to be completely 100% healthy. All right? Cannot have scrubs like Marchment on the top line. It's fucking embarrassing at this point. Jesus, put Vetrano up there. I mean, it's just absurd. And it hasn't worked at all with him up there. So I don't know what the hell this kid, I don't know what Q's thing with Marchman is. He'd be a really good fourth line. Montour looked pretty good. I know it's just one game, but I mean, you know, I don't know what the hell happened on the goal where it went off a Drieger's skate. The dude is sitting there right by the net and all completely alone, and Barkov's got his back to him. I don't think anybody knew the guy was there. It certainly looked like Drieger wasn't aware that he was there, and Barkov sure as hell didn't know the guy was there. So that was just a total cluster. And I don't know. I think you know, we could sit here and talk about this lineup and this, that, and the other thing. I think we're just not quite good enough. Just by the hair, but just not quite good enough. And yeah, I know Tampa's obviously they're the Cup champs, and Vasilevsky played a hell of a game. We didn't. Yeah, we had a lot of shots on goal, but you know, everybody watching that game, Panther fans, come on, we know we could play better than that. Okay? We know we are capable of a better game than that. I didn't see us dominating them all game. I thought it was pretty well evenly played. We probably had the better of play some of the time. But in case you didn't notice, as soon as Tampa turned it on, they were all over us. All right? Not good enough. And that's it. I mean, I can't sit here and get so... There's just nothing to rant about. I'm bitching and complaining, but there's nothing to rant about. We're just not good enough. Certainly not without our full complement of players. And, you know, regardless of who's in net, if they're not perfect, and you know, the opposite part to that, the part that fits with that, is that Q has lost his magic touch with the line blender, and he is not putting together combinations that are working. Now, some of that might be because of injuries. Some of that might be because of whatever the hell is wrong with Huberdeau. But, I mean, we're getting 2-3 goals a game here. I know defenses tighten up. But I think, you know, based on what I'm seeing, kind of what I said in the video I made about the trade deadline, it's almost like we sat around and figured out how can we get better without actually improving our chances of winning a playoff round. And I think that's where we are. I want us to win a round more than anybody else, but right now our options, and Tampa's the best option we have to play and beat them. And I'm still not convinced. I think Tampa Bay will be a 7-game series, triple overtime. The puck will go off of Uyghur's shoulder, and it will bounce, and it will hit the top of Barkov's skate, and then it'll go up in the air and hit Drieger in the helmet, and everybody will think it got stuck in his mask and in his equipment, and then somehow it will leak out of his jersey and dribble, and it'll be a 10-minute look at it through the replay, and you will be able to see this paper-thin slice of white, and they will call it a good goal, and we will lose the playoff series, triple overtime, 2-1. That sounds about right for where we're headed. If anybody disagrees with me, you haven't been a Panther fan long enough. All right. We lost 2-1. I can't get mad. Can't get mad. You know, we did not play at the level we're capable of playing. Not completely all the way around. Huberdeau's not playing well. Achari, I'm sure he's given everything he has, but you could really well assume he's pretty beat up at this point. And coach is not putting together line combinations that are working whatsoever. So, all right. So we got Saturday. I don't want to say what time. I'm almost guaranteed on Saturday I'm going to have a live stream before the game. It's either going to be a half hour or an hour before the game, but that's definitely going to happen here on Flying Fluffy. And then hopefully next week, as long as my health stays okay, I'll start. I'll have a live stream over on the Patreon as well. All right, it's just disappointing, man. I get so sick of losing these games, but at the same point, it's not like years past where there's, you know, I get yell and scream and rant and rave. I mean, because we're just not good enough. If we're losing games like this, to Detroit, I'll be burning the house down. But with games like this, just not quite good enough still. I'll see you guys Saturday.